Hi, this is Maury Moreland Morrison, here to tell you Geico has more than just great savings. Much more. Yes, while Geico could help you rack up more moolah faster than you can say metamorphosis, they've also been the fastest growing auto insurer for more than 10 years. That's more like it. Furthermore, Geico has fast and friendly claim service. That might seem like an oxymoron, but it's not. All the more reason to say no other auto insurer has more than Geico. Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, we're live on Gossip Talk Radio. Tony, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much for calling in and joining us on the show today. So tell us,
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Who is Tony McClaney? How did you get started in your business?
Okay, well, Tony McClammy is a pretty laid-back type of lady, loves to have a lot of fun, and she enjoys her job. I enjoy marketing and getting the word out about your business. I'm a very creative person, so I love looking at that orange, for example, and say, how can I make that orange pop in 10 different ways? So I feel that it's such a great gift that my creative side can just do so many things with anything you give me. I think there's nothing I can't make happen and make it be wonderful.
Wow. So anybody that would approach you regardless of their business, the field, you have something in your bucket of tricks that could say, I can put this together for you.
Yes, most definitely. That's the best challenge that I love. I love having someone that comes in and they think they have nothing, and I can make nothing into something, because I just believe there's talent in everything that we have and do. It's just a matter of tapping into that creative side of you and your business.
Okay. So a lot of people have asked this question. There's really a difference between marketing and PR, or would you put yourself in both of those categories?
Well, I think they tie into the same, because basically marketing is representing yourself in media. And basically you're trying to get the word out about your business and earn popularity, which will turn into more sales for your business. So I think they tie into the two. You got to be a good marketer to be able to have great public relations to get people out there. But I think with marketing, where it's going to be a differential between the two, you have to make sure that you are represented out there well enough where anybody in the media area, such as news, newspapers, or any big companies, and they say, wow, I like this company because they're looking at your social media, they're seeing that you're all over the place, and when they see that popularity, hey, I got to be a part of that. This person is everywhere. They're a very popular company.
Okay. What are some tips that you can tell people to look for, as if, whether they want to hire you or, look around for someone to put them out there? What are some of the things that they would need to look for, and when would somebody really be ready to make that leap to hire you?
Well, basically, I think it's a matter of earning that trust with you and feeling comfortable that you have their best interest. And another thing I need to mention, you have to, as a marketer, you have to be an advocate for that business. So if we go back to my example before, talking about the orange, if that small business is about oranges, I need to know 100 different ways to market that orange for them and believe in their concept no matter what. Once I believe in it, I can get the word out for them. They believe in their product. They're also working hand in hand with me. And then they can leap out into whatever arena as far as public relations and any levels of marketing that they want to go into.
Okay. Would you say someone that's just starting out, would they be ready to hire you? Or what are some of the things that they need to get completed before they knock on your door?
Well, before they knock on my door, the first thing I would ask them, do they have a website? do you have any social media history out there? Have you started any legwork? And if they say no, I will ask them, do they need assistance with that? Do they need to be taught how to do it? Or do they want to hire me to do that? So you have some small businesses that just don't have the time. Then you have some small businesses that just does not have the budget. So you have to look at it, okay, when small businesses are coming, do I charge them like I would charge a corporation or a bigger company that I know have a budget for marketing? Or do I try to customize a package that will work well for small businesses where we have a win-win situation? And they're successful, and as they grow, their budget will grow.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So for someone that's starting out, and this is one of the questions that was submitted in, is they're starting out in the business, of course. There's not a lot of funds. And they did approach, someone to help them with the marketing, branding, pretty much all the stuff to circle around their business and their name. And, of course, the first thing is, want to start 500 and up. Well, I'm just starting out. I don't have that yet, and I understand. But what can you do for, $200 a month? And then from there, like you say, start bringing funds in, and then we build on that. And 6 months down the line, if I got money coming in, okay, I can pay you $500 or more, depending on what happens.
Well, to answer that question, I've had a couple businesses that have come to me for that type of scenario. And basically how I handle it, I got to believe in your product. I got to believe in you as a person, that you have integrity, that I know that once you grow, you will remember that I started with you while you were crawling, and that I helped you get to the next level, and not decide, okay, well, you're making money, oh, I don't need your services anymore. But in the meantime, I've donated $2,000 or $3,000 worth of services to help you get off the ground. So when I have scenarios like that, I don't take on everybody, because I've been burnt in some areas like that. But if I believe in your product, and I've known you, and I've seen where you started, and I know that you're a hard worker, you're going to work just as hard as I'm going to work for you, because it don't matter if you gave me 50 cents. I'm going to work for you as hard as you gave me $1 million, per se. So it's a matter of how I feel that comfort zone with that company. I see the potential in it. I know in a year this company can be at a whole bunch of different levels. I will definitely work with them. But if I think they're a drive-by and they're trying to use me to get what they want to get to the next level, I'll turn them down and tell them to go somewhere else and see if they'll take that on.
Well, that's completely understandable. I was recently in a workshop as well, and someone there made a comment about, not taking everybody's business, because some people just simply don't want to deal with you. And she kind of thought that was a bad comment. Of course, everybody was like, no, including myself was like, no, that's not. Because you do have some people that you just don't have, that right vibe that you want to work with them, or you just really simply see that they're not ready to work. They want you to do everything. They just ready to collect the check, but they're not ready to work.
Exactly.
What will be your comment on that?
Well, that is so true. During my younger years of starting in this business, I've encountered a lot of people. Because you figure when you're starting out, you're desperate for business. You're desperate to get your name out and build yourself. And I had to learn the hard way. Desperate people that, me as a business person, being desperate to get those clients that don't want to pay. One, the ones that give you the less money pimp you the worst. They have you running around doing more work than the one that's paid you the bigger dollars, and they already know you're going to do the job. So my thing is this. I appreciate gratitude, and I appreciate you being grateful that I took you on because of my years of expertise, and you know that I can take your business to the next level. I have a client, no names mentioned. You know what they told me? I'm working with them with their budget, and they told, you know what, thank you for having my back. I'm glad to have a person like you in my back. Do you know that made me feel like I can work even harder for them because they appreciate it and they never take for granted that I have to work for them, because I don't have to with your minimum budget.
Right. And so many people do take that for granted. And like you say, you sometimes you feel like you're being pimped, you know, because you're out there, okay, I understand, been there, done that, let me see what I can do to help them to try to get to that next level and, you know, give them a few pointers and all of that. And then, you know, before you know it, you get slapped in the face. You sitting there, you know, with this look in your face like, what? You know?
Yeah.
So I completely understand that. And for the people that's listening is be careful. You know, be careful what you ask for and be careful how you treat people, because you never know how that circle is going to come back around.
Yes,
and you never know who's in that person's circle. So the same person that you may be trying to get to, that person you messed over, could be that person's best friend, or it could be that person's client. And they're going to come to you and say, well, hey, Tony, you know, what do you know about so-and-so? Oh, no, we don't need to work with them.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of being careful.
Yeah, and to add to that, you know, basically, I'm trying not to badmouth anybody because it's not a cool thing. You just kind of, you know, steer away from them in a sense, you know, because you're right. The circle is so small in the business world, even though it's a huge industry. But everybody pretty much know everybody that's an entrepreneur in the small business, or they're trying to get to know you the more that you're out there.
Mhm.
So it's very important, I feel, to treat that person how you want to be treated. That's the best way to be. If you're humble and you are coming to that person with the right heart, you can have a heart in the business, but you have to be sensible. Because I had to learn from some hard dogs that were in my life, you do not have a heart in business, but you can still be a humanitarian and help people.
Mhm. I like the way you put that. But you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And it's really hard to pick and choose. Well, I guess I should say pick and choose. It's more of trying to protect yourself and, you know, protect your knowledge and protect your name.
Yeah.
So it's hard to do that. What advice could you give somebody that is trying to get there and they've been burnt? You know, they tried to do the right thing and say, hey, all right, let me go with my savings and I'm going to take out $500, take this leap of faith. They get burned. So, you know, on the other end of it, what advice or suggestions you could give somebody else that's been on the other side?
Well, I've been on that side of the coin as well. I've had people come to me that have been burned by others. And all I can say is this. Nobody is perfect. Sometimes business people are learning, and they will make mistakes. And then you have some that just go out and burn people. So I think if you've been burned, when you speak to the new marketer or whoever is coming into your life and your business to take it to the next level, tell them those concerns. Always be honest with them and take it in baby steps. You know, say, let's try this out for 60 days or 90 days because it takes that long to really start seeing results. I really should say 120 days. But kind of take it in baby steps. Don't go out and empty your account going in faith thinking that this person is going to do anything. And another thing to be aware of is if someone tells you they can promise you the world and they can just do this and do that and they can get this message out that fast, be aware. I make no promises because I don't want that person coming back and say, well, you said you could do this and do this and do that. No, I do what I can do within standards that is sensible and realistic. And then, of course, my creative side along our time span working together, I will find other ways to help you grow. So we're both going in baby steps. And then you're comfortable because you trust me. If I'm working with you for 3 to 4 years, that means you trust me with your business. But it's just like birthing a baby. You got to get a baby some milk and feed them. The baby got to know that mama love them, and they start walking crawling, and then they start walking and running. And it's the same concept for your business. You have to just do it in baby steps.
Okay. Kind of piggyback a little bit. You mentioned, you know, give it at least 60 to 90 days, and then you said really 120. What makes the difference in that? Can you, get a little bit more detail on why a person should give it at least 120 days or the 90 days before they will see results?
The reason that I say 120 days, because one, if this company is just starting from scratch, they have no social media, or they have no marketing that has been done. I have to build it. I have to start getting followers. I have to get your message out through email. I have to get people to follow you through LinkedIn, Google+, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you're trying to be at this time, and get you out there. So I really said that takes almost 2 to 3 months to get that built, unless you're going to go out here legally and buy followers that are really not real people following your brand. But organically, to get people to follow your brand, it takes time to do that. So that's why I say you figure you start going in the 120th day, you can see the results, you can see that there's growth, you can start seeing maybe a customer or two, because I never promise anyone you're going to have a whole bunch of customers once I start working for you. It takes time. You got to keep your product and brand in someone's face. So if you organically do this and don't buy followers and buy people to be with your brand, it takes 120 days.
Okay. What encouraging words could you give someone that has gotten discouraged because they I did everything right. I have the website, I did the social media, I'm posting, I'm networking, I'm talking to people, but they just don't see anything, and they start to get discouraged and either, forget this, I'm not going to do it no more, or they just fall on the wayside?
Well, that can easily happen, because when you have a business, you eat it, you love it, you want it, you got to have it. So we find ourselves as small business people working 12 to 14, maybe 16 hours a day with minimum sleep. And it's very discouraging when you invest that much time into your brand or your business and there's just nothing coming out of it. What I suggest is never give up. If it was all easy, everybody would be doing it. The most important thing I can tell you to do is get someone else to look at what you're doing that you can trust, that you can be transparent with, that can really look at your business and say, you know what, maybe you need to change up how you put your message out on Facebook. Maybe the hashtags you're using are just not getting it. Maybe there's a few adjustments you can do on your website to try to be in line with your competitors. So I would definitely say if you could get someone you could be transparent, that is going to be very supportive and that is not jealous or don't want to see you prosper but want to see you prosper, definitely let someone else look at your business, because I'm quite sure with you being so consumed in it, you can't see different things that you can do. So before you throw in that towel, always get someone else to look at it. Maybe at that point, maybe you should hire a professional person with a minimal budget that's in reason to help you go to the next level.
Okay. If someone was to approach you to do marketing and, helping with their branding or rebrand for their business, and they didn't have a logo. So many people fail to realize how important it is to have a logo. And they didn't have a logo, but they, just use my name. I got a Facebook, I got Twitter, I have Instagram, all this stuff. But logos are so expensive. Can you tell them the importance of having that logo to represent your brand?
Well, the importance of the logo, pretty much the logo is the face of your business. We look at Nike. We know Nike. We know McDonald's, artists. Those are logos. Those are brands. These are what these companies are using. Puma. You have so many different brands that's been out there forever with their logos. You know who they are. That's how they are distinguished. Yes, you can have everything up, but if you have nothing that gives that identity of your business, who are you? You're just like everyone else with no identity.
Right. Wow. Right. Well, thank you, Tony. You gave a lot of information and just, answering the questions of the everyday person that some people don't want to ask because, I'm embarrassed or, I didn't want nobody to know type thing. You answered some of those questions today, and I thank you for that. And
no problem.
Do you have anything that's coming up, workshops or anything that people can look forward to where they can come and get some information from you and learn from you?
Well, we're looking at doing some things in the fall that we're in the planning stages right now as far as social media classes and branding classes. If you go to my Facebook, it's ISMM, ISMM Marketing. You can keep abreast of what's coming up with me. And also you can go to my website. It's www.inversion, that's INVERSIONSMM.com. And you can follow me and see what I'm doing, what's coming up. I'd like to put a plug in for the Farrell Phelps Show. That's one of my biggest baby. I've been working with since it was a baby, and it's walking, it's moving, and, you got to follow that show. That's a great show. It's very informative. It teaches you about everything you can think of.
Yeah, and since we're plugging, not only is the host of that show having a show that's growing, has grown, he will also be in a movie premiere this weekend.
Yes, he will be, yes. Mr. Farrell Phelps, yes, he will be.
Him, as they call him, the Twin Towers, him and his brother, George Golden Boy Phelps, the two brothers that's all over Houston. We'll be doing that. So we're plugging that. And also, I got to mention myself. I had a little role in that movie as well. Played a little extra. I didn't know that.
On the big screen too.
Congrats! I didn't know you had a piece in there. All right then. We're gonna add that to your resume.
A little role, yes.
Wow, didn't know that. All right then. Well, I will be seeing it this weekend, of course.
Awesome.
How can you gave your social media out? If anyone had any questions about marketing or anything we discussed on the show, do you have an email, or should they just, go to your website and submit information that way?
Yeah, they could go to my website, or I can give my email as well. It's Tony, is TONIE, McClammy, which is MCCLAMMY, at INVERSIONSMM.com.
Okay. Well, everybody, you've heard it. You've heard the information, the great advice that she's given. If you have any questions, you can also email us at gossiptalk_tx@yahoo.com. Or if you have any questions about the show or want to be a guest on the show, gossiptalk_tx@yahoo.com. And also follow us on Twitter, #gossiptalktx. Thank you again, Tony, for being a guest on the show and giving so much information.
Well, thank you, Melissa, for having me here. I really had a great time.
Absolutely. Thank you, and I'll be seeing you this weekend.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll see you also.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
There is more to me, Queen Eliara of Elfgard, than my elven magic. Just as there's more to Geico than saving you money, Geico also gives you 24/7 access to licensed agents online, on the phone, or on the Geico app. And while I am a mighty elf queen, I am also a mighty big fan of barbecue potato chips. Minions! More smoky mesquite.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
There is more to me, Queen Eliara of Elfgard, than my elven magic. Just as there's more to Geico than saving you money, Geico also gives you 24/7 access to licensed agents online, on the phone, or on the Geico app. And while I am a mighty elf queen, I am also a mighty big fan of barbecue potato chips. Minions! More smoky mesquite.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.